Hi, this is Steve. Welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review. In this video, I continue to build the Agora Models Shelby GT500 Super Snake. I am on Pack 6. Now on Pack 6, we do stages 39 through 46. So without further ado, let's get started.
The interesting thing about testing out high-performance automobiles is that you can only do it with top drivers who can take the cars right up to the maximum.
Welcome back, and here's what you'll receive in Pack 6, 8 stages, stage 39 through 46. Let's look at all the stages individually. Let's look at all the parts pack stages individually. Here's stage 39, which includes the interior details, front and rear floor mats, and fire extinguisher. Here's stage 40, which is the rear seat support. Here's stage 41, interior rear platform. Here's stage 42, left rear interior panel. The interior panel, decorative accessory, and rear seat release lever. Stage 43, left rear upper interior panel and ventilation grille. Stage 44, interior trunk partition panel. Stage 45, rear seat folding panel and hinge. And the last stage for Pack 6 is stage 46, rear seat backrest panel. This video will concentrate on stage 39. Here's the parts pack for 39. And in just a moment I'll go ahead and take these out and we'll get a closer look. Here's a close-up of the parts. We have the front driver and passenger floor mats, the rear passenger floor mats, fire extinguisher labels, the fire extinguisher itself, and the fire extinguisher handle. Let's get started. For step 1, we put in the floor mats, and they simply just get pressed in place, and you can see they only go in one way. If you look at the tabs here, the top ones are wider than the bottom ones, so make sure you line those up to the floor. If we turn the floor over, you'll see that wider here and shorter there. Now it's time to place the mat in. Make sure I have it positioned correctly, and it should just snap right in. And they warn, don't use a bigger screwdriver because it can make the hole too large, and then the mat would pop out, and that was perfect. Next one. Make sure it's lined up correctly. And that's perfect. Step 2, we put in the rear floor mats. And I assume they're going to go in the same way as the pattern as the front. They should just snap in. There we go. And mats are in. For step 3, I will install the front passenger seat. And the front passenger seat is what we got built up from stage 11. And it simply says R on the bottom of it. That lets you know that's the correct seat. And it's going to mount right down on the floor. Just like that. And they want us to get our extra MP01 screws that we received in the previous stage, stage 38, and I saved them all. There's all the MP01 screws, and we'll secure that down with those. Two screws. And one more. And that looks good there. And of course we repeat on the other side. So we'll get the left seat, or the driver's seat, and we'll put that down in place. Making sure we pay attention to the seat belt. And MP01 screws once again. And that's how that looks there. Looks great. They want us to actually buckle these in place. And number 2. Just like that. Alright. And the last few steps, which is step 5, put the fire extinguisher together. So they actually want us to put it inserted in place here. Just like that. And fit the top on. And they say to snap in the top one, the top tab before the bottom tab. Take some force. And there it is. Looks good. And I'll take some window cleaner, alcohol mixture, clean off the fire extinguisher, get all the oils from my fingers off. And just like the picture shows, we will put the sticker on. Just like that. It's going to go on near the top. around there, and around there. Looks great. And the fire extinguisher mounts up here on the floor. Just like that. And that's perfect. And that completes stage 39. This was a lot of fun putting those floor mats in and the seats and fire extinguisher. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for all notifications. Stay tuned for stage 40. Welcome back. Here's the parts for stage 40. And I'll go ahead and take these out and we'll get a closer look. I'll be right back. Inside was what we call the rear seat support, and this is made of plastic. And MP01 screws. Let's get started. We're going to be installing the rear seat support, so in order to do that we need to turn over the floor, and the rear seat support will simply go right down just like that. There's 4 attachment points for this. We'll be using MP01 screws, and they say to put them in loosely. So I'll put all 4 screws in loosely for now. And that just snaps down in the middle there. I'm tightening them all down. Going in very easily, actually. That looks good there. Flip it over, and that's what that looks like, the seat back support. And that's all we do for stage 40. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for all notifications. Head over to agoramodels.com and subscribe to this car today. It's fantastic. Welcome back. Here's the parts for stage 41. And I'll go ahead and take this out. We'll get a closer look and then we'll begin the build. And here's the interior rear platform. It's also made of plastic. And this will mount to the back piece that we mounted on stage 40. We also received some MP01 screws. I'll be right back. For stage 41, we're going to install the rear platform for the interior. And it's simply going to go up just like that on it. So I need to turn this over once again. And need to line it up just like such. And I think we want to do the same thing we did before. We want to put these in loosely. MP01 screws again. Get them all started first. Obviously you can see just 3 of them go in. So being careful when I tighten these down that I don't press too hard down. I got some support underneath. And that looks good. Turn this over, and that's how that looks. That's all we do for stage 41. Welcome back. Here's the parts for stage 42. And we're going to start installing some of the interior side panels in the back there. So let me take these out and we'll get a closer look. I'll be right back. Here's a close-up of the parts. We received the left interior panel, and that's this right here. It's made of plastic. Very nice. We also received the decorative accessory, which is the chrome piece here. Plastic. And the rear seat release lever, along with our MPO1 screws. So let's get started. And for step 1, we install this decorative accessory. It only goes in one way. It has a flat edge. You can see the flat edge on the opening there. So we're going to insert that in. MPO1 screw goes into this. Turn it over. And there it is. Looks good. Step 2, we install the rear seat release. And it only goes in one way. Just like that. And we'll flip this over. Once again, we put an MPO1 screw into this. And that looks good there. Perfect. So this is the left rear interior panel. So obviously it's going to go over here on the left side, just like that. I'm going to go ahead and turn this over. And we're going to line it up. And we're going to line this up now. Simply just going to go down on top, just like that. Slot in from the side. And there's a tab on top here we need to go into, which we did. Same with the other side. We'll put MPO1 screws into this. Just get them started. And one more. Make sure everything looks tight. It does. And I'll tighten these down. And that looks good. I'll flip this over. And that's how that looks. That's all we do for stage 42. We put in the left side panel in the back there, and it looks great. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell for all notifications. Welcome back. Here's the parts for stage 43. We have the left upper interior panel and grille. So I'll take those out and we'll get a closer look. I'll be right back. And here's a close-up of those parts. This left upper interior panel is plastic, very nice. The grill itself is chrome plated, but it's also plastic. They call it a ventilation grill. We received MPO1 and MPO5 screws. Let's get started. The first step, we install the grill assembly, and that simply just goes in one way. Just like that. Looks nice. Turn it over. We're going to put 2 MPO1 screws into this. And that looks good there. Now we're going to mount this to the interior panel. And this gets mounted to the interior panel. It's simply going to mount up there above the other one. Kind of like that. So let me turn this over on the other side. And we're going to line it up. To those mounting points. Okay. Just like that. Two MPO1 screws and 1 MPO5 screw on the corner. That was the MPO1 screw. Another MPO1 screw right here. And we put an MPO5 screw, which is smaller, in the corner. And there it is. Turn this over, and there it is. And that's all we do for stage 43. A lot of fun doing this so far. It's looking the part. The interior, it looks fantastic. So, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for all notifications. Welcome back. Here's the parts pack for stage 44. And give me a moment, I'll take these out and we'll get a closer look at them. I'll be right back. And here's a close-up view of the interior trunk partition panel along with MPO1 screws. The panel is plastic. Let's get started. Now they tell us to clear off any flash that might be on these pinions, and they look fairly clean to me so far. Wouldn't hurt to just kind of take a knife, a sharp hobby knife, and clear off any of the extra plastic flash that there may be on these. They actually look pretty good. Not too bad. Alright, now we're going to mount this to the back side, right back here. So we need to turn this over, and just like that, these have to line up with the holes on the side. You can see those. And I'll snap those in. Quite hard to do, but that went. 3 MPO1 screws go into this. We're just going to get them started. Make sure your screws go in straight. I won't tighten that one down yet. Get the other end in. Trying to go in as straight as possible. And the last one, tighten it down. And there we go. That's how that looks there. And that's all we do for stage 44. That was a blast. It's looking good. A little piece at a time is fine with me. It looks great. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for all notifications. Welcome back. Here's the parts for stage 45. Let me take these out of the bag and I'll be right back. Here's a close-up of the parts. This would be the rear seat folding panel, and it has that nice velour material on it. It's made of plastic. It has a chrome edging around it. Very nice. And a hinge and MPO7 screws. These are very small chrome plated screws. Now this hinge is made of metal, and it's what we call a piano hinge. It's pretty cool. So let's get started. Now these screws are very tiny, and I'll give you a close-up of them here in a second. They tell us we can go ahead and use the screwdriver we received with the first issue, but to make sure the screwdriver is ready and it hasn't lost its magnetized, I'm going to just run it on this magnetized, demagnetized tool. It's easy for me to say, huh? And just make sure it's all set for that. And that's what those screws look like. Pretty small. Now with this panel we're going to install our hinge. We're going to use 3 screws. There's 3 holes on here with this. Turn this around like that. We want to make sure our screw holes line up. And lines up perfect with that. You got 2 alignment pins on the outside. Take my screwdriver here. And looking at your hinge here, you want to fold like that. Up against it. Okay. Like that. And that's going to go up against it. Put our first screw in. Started. And don't drop these. You're going to have a hard time finding them in your carpet monster if you have carpet down below, which I do. And one more. Go ahead and drive this in all the way. There we go. Tighten up the other two. And one more. And there we go. Hinge is on. And that's all we do for stage 45. That was a lot of fun putting that on there. The screws are tiny, so be aware of that. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for all upcoming notifications. Welcome back. This is the final stage for Pack 6. This is stage 46. So let me get these parts out and we'll get a closer look and then we'll begin. Here's a close-up view of the parts. We received the rear seat back and it's made of plastic. Already has a very nice chrome insert around the edge of it. And we received the rear seat back panel, which has that very nice velour material on it. And we have more of those very tiny MPO7 chrome screws. Let's get started. So we simply take this seat back and we press the velour panel down on it. Now it has alignment pins. We have two pins that are closer together right here and two larger pins there. The holes correspond, so it should snap down just like always. It's going to be a hard snap. And there we go. That's how that looks. Now this is going to be attached to our panel from previous issue, and I want to say it goes on just like that. Turn this around. It's going to go like that. There we go. To where the velour pieces match each other. Have velour on each side. Once again, has two alignment tabs. And I believe we want to go like that with it on the back side. Okay. And once again, be very careful. These screws are tiny. Get it to line up. Okay, it took. Let's get the other end to line up now. Okay, and one more to start and we'll tighten them down. Middle one's tight. And we'll tighten the end ones. Tight there. One more. That was fun. That was fun. There we go. That's how that looks there. And there. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for all video upload notifications. Head over to Agora Models and subscribe to this car today. It's fantastic. This is the final stage for Pack 6, so stay tuned for Pack 7. Happy modeling, everybody, and take care.